So everything about this song at face value sounds like a beat.
Great day to play. Great day to play.
Hi.
Oh,
Welcome, everyone.
you. I thought we were doing vowels.
Oh.
Yeah, because you went like O and then A, E, I, O, U. I was like doing like the.
Why sometimes?
Now it just sounds like you're having an existential crisis. Why? Sometimes why?
Sometimes why? All right.
It's a great day to play, everybody. Welcome on into the channel.
Yeah.
Well, it's first time here, you were joining us. Thank you for being here with us today. You're loved, appreciated, always welcome here in this channel, and you are
Enough.
today. Agust Suga came out with another MV. So he dropped a pre-release one, and then we just did haegeum.
Yeah.
And now he dropped another one, Amygdala.
All right. Well,
So
looks like we have to do a thing with it.
So
Right? Wow.
let's do it. That's
Okay.
right. Before we get into this one, though, I do want to make sure that people know that it looks like there is a inappropriate tag here that we got to click through. So
This video may be inappropriate for some users.
viewer discretion is advised. It's like
So-
the beginning of like a cops episode.
Yeah. Viewer discretion is advised. Bad boys, bad boys.
It's either that or like the beginning of SU. These are their stories.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Dun dun.
Bum, bum, bum.
Anyway, we're gonna click I understand and wish to proceed, but if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow along with our journey. Check out our live stream Saturdays noon Central Time, and you can check out our brand new single, My Light, that's out now, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and all the other places that music exists.
Yeah.
But let's click through. And oh wow, there's 2 warnings:
The following content may contain.
suicide or self-harm topics.
Oh.
Viewer discretion is advised. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Okay. This is sounding.
I don't know your name. I don't know your name. I don't know your name. 요즘 기분은 어때? I don't know your name, your name, your name. 기억들로 여행 지우고픈 일들 요즘 기분은 어때? 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 1993 내가 태어난다.
Wow. Okay.
This is like. What? This is like Posty, Kid Leroy.
Yeah.
Like, this is. This is that.
I mean, like, the cool thing is, like, Suga knows how to produce, man. Like, he knows what's hot. He knows how to do all kinds of different genres. He knows how he fits in different genres. This is so amygdala, I believe, is a part of your brain. I don't know if it's the part that like does like heavy thought process, but it's a part of your brain. So I think he's going back in time. But so the interesting thing here is that him getting in the accident. So we had read this a while ago. Lauren actually had found this for me, that like he had shoulder surgery back in the day. He had to go in and get surgery, and nobody really knew why. And it was in one of the episodes that they had done, and they talked about that he actually had injured it earlier because like when he was doing, like, I don't remember if it was when he was a trainee or when he was already with them, but they were working. He was still delivering food to like pay for like school and stuff like that. So he would deliver food and he got hit.
Oh.
And that's actually how he broke it, but he was afraid to say anything because he was
might not
afraid
make
that
the group.
Right, because he
Yeah.
was afraid that they'd drop him. So just
Wow.
kind of interesting there. But that's the kind of stuff, like, and then it came out with 1993. Like, that's we're going through memories here. Crazy.
1993 내가 태어난다 엄마 심장의 별의별 일이 많았지 뭐가 이리 다 살아난지 기억조차 나는 기억도 다 꺼내보자고 하나씩 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택
Jeez Louise.
원치 않잖아 내 통제밖에
So in Dechita and in haegeum, he's got the scar on his eye, but each one of them, they both have it. And I don't know if that's like supposed to tell the story, because like Agust D is supposed to kind of like be his other side. Is like this show, like this is how
the prequel.
Right, this is like how he got
The scar.
Like, and they're probably like mental scars, right? Like the things that stay and long lasting and stuff. But it's just like,
oh, I can't wait,
dude, man.
I can't wait to see the Twitterverse. I'm not on it, but I'm sure it's gonna be like, why does he have to use auto-tune? He doesn't need to use auto-tune.
That's what they did with Jimmy. It's the
choice.
style. It's a choice. You make it sound a specific way, guys.
If
it's
you,
awesome.
If you have 808s over something that's not supposed to have 808s, and then you have auto-tune over it, it sounds good. It sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. I like, honestly, like, I just stop, like, especially with like a lot of the BTS stuff. Like, there's part of the reason why we stopped kind of going through some of their, like, I had already gone through it twice and more than that. Like, I've seen it so many times with Lauren, but then like I had started going through some with you, some with Brad. But it's like the amount of negative comments that we would get, it just made it to the point where it's like, it was awful. It was always just people being rude and mean. And like, I don't think that's indicative of the fan base, but it is indicative of the people that are out there that are representing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just unfortunate. So yeah, this is a choice. It's a good choice.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's dude, so crazy. Is this, I'm gonna be stopped because there's a lot of symbolism here. Is this like, so he's in a dark place because like BTS has helped him, like he talks about BTS helping get out of things, but this is how the BTS logo ends up looking when it shines through the door.
Okay.
Like this. So like, so that's like how the light comes through.
Yeah, okay, I see.
You know, like I'm wondering if like that's like that's his light and opening it up.
Very interesting.
Dude.
So everything about this song at face value sounds like a beat. Sounds like a beat.
Yeah.
It sounds like a beat that was made and like for, like I said, Kid Laroi or Post Malone or something like that. And then at the end of each phrase, the phrase goes on 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, or it's probably 1 5 3 or whatever it is, a couple times, and then right at the end they go to that different chord. They pop up to that different chord, and then they come back down to another different one, which is like, if someone were to be making this beat, they would have stopped at the 4-chord progression,
Right.
and just kind of layered some stuff on top of it, spaced it out, and it was all good. But the fact that he decided, like, no, like, I'm gonna bring a new feeling at the end of each phrase is really, really cool.
And it goes kind of into that emotional aspect of it too, to give it something more than just like we talked about this before, like the difference between beat makers and producers, right? Of having that extra thought process of wanting to add in that extra 10% and wanting it to feel special as opposed to looping it over and over again.
Right.
You know, finding that like because it feels better. Man, dude, this is nuts.
그래 참 별의별 일이 많았지 길가에 너무 심장치게 소리 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식과 스케줄 중에 걸려 온전한 아버지의 간암 소식 최선의 선택들이 맞았었길 그 또한 모두 지나가 버렸길 그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까 끊임없던 시련은 날 죽이지 못하고 다시 끝나는 연꽃이 피워내 최선들의 선택
Right there. Interesting. It's so interesting. It's like out of nowhere it goes from that into like a Beatles song just for like 2 chords.
I'm gonna find it. I'm distracted too. Like this song is unbelievably compelling in so many different ways. We'll spend some time talking about it at the end, but I want to go back to the chord progression you're talking about. There, yeah.
Like those last 2 chords.
It's building tension right before that release. It's kind of like off. It's not in the normal chord pattern that you would normally use, and it builds it up and then like drops it right back.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
It's very. It's something that like someone who writes songs does.
Yeah.
Someone who. I don't want to get in trouble by beat makers, but because
we've talked about it though.
But like someone who writes a beat, it's like basically saying here's something cool.
Yeah,
you can have it, and then you can do whatever you want with it. Sometimes they'll get the whole project, the whole stems, and they'll do what they want. But someone who writes songs, it's like that's something that someone who writes songs would do. Like they're like, oh, well, here's a little spot where we can create a new feeling, create a little bit of an anxiousness, you know.
I always think about it as the extra step. So with beat making, a lot of times it's all loop based, right? That's why Fruity Loops like is such a big thing now, right? Because it's all loop based creations. You pop them in there, you take some things out, put them in, but it basically like the whole song is the same thing for the most part. You might have a little differences, but that's kind of how it is. They add in elements, a lot of sampling. The songwriting aspect, though, takes it to the next step. You have that, and you're like, that's your base coat.
Right.
But a lot of people end at the base coat. That's it.
Yeah,
the base coat's done. And then the songwriting aspect, I feel like goes and they build upon the base coat. And they're like, all right, now let's start taking little elements. Now let's start working on different ways that we can work on backings. Now let's start parsing these apart and say, you know what, I don't like the way this goes. Let's take this for 2 more measures.
Right.
Let's do something different with it here. Let's add in some different textures and stuff like that. That's, to me, that's always kind of been the difference. And it's not to say that there aren't producers that also make beats. It's not the same thing, but there are a lot of beat makers that don't produce.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They can't produce, right? Yeah. The vast majority of them, I think, do not produce, right? So just, oh man, there's so, dude. there's so much from, like, he's such a good storyteller, and there's always so much emotion attached to his stuff. You know, I knew that there were depression issues, but clearly he's talking about here that you know, there was a lot more than what probably people knew about. But like the way that he's able to take that and formulate it into these just masterpiece songs that like are so full. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing missing there.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything missing. And even in a song like this where people would just like normally be like, okay, we're just going to put in, you know, a vocal line there, put in a little ad-libs. There's like harmonies in the background and all kinds of different vocal throws coming in and out. Like just beautiful and heart-wrenching.
Yeah, it's kind of wild the way that these guys are, because they're not together at the moment, right? Yeah. So like the way they've all split up and started doing their own thing, and it's like we finally get to see a little bit of who they are, and that was the only thing about like the K-poposphere that was kind of like not my favorite, was because you don't get to know who 5 guys are in one song.
Yeah.
Or even an album with them all singing. It's like, yeah, you do, but they stand for together they stand for bigger picture kind of things. Like we saw that there was that one where they were like talking about fighting against people that are older than them because they think this, that, and the other thing. Yeah. But like here, it's like, this is me.
This is it's really personal, and it feels like with this last one, because don't get me wrong, like he's had other albums that have come up before. This is part of the trilogy. It's the end of the trilogy. This album is. So he's had some stuff, but I don't feel like anything's ever been this personal. Like I think he's finally broken that barrier, and all of them have, like RM stuff was super like, if there's one thing that I think that the solo albums are touching on, it's the emptiness and loneliness factor, that even though they're these superstars, that there's a ton of like almost like loneliness and loss. I mean, one of RM's songs is literally "I'm fucking lonely," right? But the whole album he talks about, he's been talking about it in his lives. Like Jimin's stuff was a lot about like drinking and kind of like forgetting things, you know what I mean? And like his stuff here has been a lot about kind of like internal struggles. With Agust Suga's stuff has been a lot about like that internal struggles that he's having. It's just like, I feel like that's where a lot of the solo things are going. You know, I guess Jin's project was more of like a farewell to Army goodbye. That was the one with Coldplay. And we still have more that we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen B's, we haven't seen Jungkook's. And J-Hope's is also a little bit more personal though. Yeah. Where with Arson and with all of Jack in the Box, it's just like it's.
Do you think the general fan base will, like, they're accepting this from them, and everyone's really stoked about it, and people are understanding it? Do you think that when they all decide to come back together, that they're going to accept BTS as a group again, singing about dancing and singing and having fun and like those general kind of things? Like, I know they have songs that are about stuff, but they also have those songs where it's just like, let's dance, let's have a good time, you know?
I do because the one thing that's so different about K-pop though, that we're not as used to in music here, is that each song is very situational. You know what I mean? Like, again, because K-pop isn't really, I talk about this, it's a genre, but it's not. You have rock types in there, you have trap beats in there, you have regular rap beats in there, you have pop music in there, you have some folks. Like, on every single album, you could have 7 different types of music, right? So I don't think that people, it's not like here where like people do get used to something and then they're like, yeah, I don't want that. I think that people are very, very open-minded to the type of stuff that they do. At least the true fans are. Like, they could do whatever they wanted in their solo stuff and they're going to be able to come back.
I'm sorry, he's going to be in Chicago, right?
Yeah, we're seeing him on the 5th.
My old boss is going to be there.
Yeah.
Shout out Matt and his wife.
Yeah.
They're going to be there. So if you see a guy who kind of looks like this, with a little blonde lady, that'll be him. You can say
he'll
hi.
probably see me easier. Tell him to look out for the blue hair.
Yeah.
Come say hi.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. So yeah, we're going to see him. We're going to see him then, and it's just been it's really cool seeing this. Like, again, I just think about artists and where they are in their careers, and very, very few people take these type of risks. Yeah. At that point, they don't need to.
Yeah. Why would they?
Why go? Like, you can make a solo album with anything on it, and yet these are all unbelievably well thought out, right?
but at the same time, like for them, it's not really they're not thinking about any kind of risk. Maybe they're just like I've had these feelings in these
Now it's time
poems
to get
and
out.
these whatever, you know, like, and it's time. I'm getting a chance to get it out, you know. God, like it.
Beautifully done. Crazy symbolism. It was super, super sad for the video. I'm glad to see the video as opposed to just hearing the song, because it definitely, like, I was kind of curious when he came out with a third video. I was like, oh, is it gonna, because the album's titled D-Day. So I was like, and there's a song on there called D-Day. So I was like, oh, it'll be the title song of the album, right? D-Day. That would make sense. And then it came out with this, and I was like, why would it be that? But now seeing it, it's just like, okay, this is his personal story. Like this was the one to get that out there. So, man, so crazy. All right, guys, what are your guys' thoughts? Please, please, please leave them in the comments down below. We do love to read them. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow along with our journey. Check out our live stream Saturdays, noon Central Time, and you can check out our brand new single, My Light, that's out now on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and all the other places that music exists. We need to give him a little code here.
Spatula
on there.
You say something, I'll see.
Spatula key.
Hold on, let me. I gotta make sure that that's on there. Now I feel bad because you made me think it's not on there.
I don't know if it is or not. I didn't know if spatula's on there. I know there's like some cooking.
Spatula?
S-P-A-T.
Oh.
No spatula.
Oh.
Good thing we looked it up, huh?
Yeah. No, tennis racket.
Okay, tennis racket key.
Tennis racket.
I think key's on there.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be on there. All right. If nobody told you that they love you today, please do not forget that we love you. You're appreciated, always welcome here in this channel, and you are enough. And last but certainly not least,
it was a great day to play.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.